Welcome to a Beast Game podcast. Today, we're going to be reviewing Ouija, Origin of Evil. It's a prequel to 2014's Ouija.
Is that Ouija or Ouija?
Ouija.
You can go ahead, Joe.
Ouija. Trust me, I know. We'll get to that later. Okay. The movie was directed by Mike Flanagan. He previously directed Oculus from 2013 and Hush. It was written by Jeff Howard, who has written Oculus. Mike Flanagan is also a credited writer. Elizabeth Reeser plays Alexander. She's been in Grey's Anatomy, The Twilight series, and The Good Wife. Lulu Wilson plays Doris Xander. She's been in Deliver Us from Evil and The Millers TV series. Annalise Basso plays Lena Xander. She's been in True Blood and Oculus. Synopsis. In 1965, Los Angeles, a widow mother and her two daughters add a new stunt to bolster their seance scam business and unwittingly invite authentic evil into their home. When the youngest daughter is overtaken by a merciless spirit, the family confronts unthinkable fears to save her and send her possessor back to the other side. I'm the only one that went to see this movie, and I did not know that this was basically a prequel to 2014's Ouija.
Yeah, because when I saw this come out in the movie theater, I was like, wasn't there another movie not too long ago called the same thing?
Yeah, I just thought they weren't correlated, but damn. I'm glad I didn't know that, because if I did, I would not see this one, because I really don't remember it at all. Only thing I remember was, I think the chick from, what's that movie? Insidious was in it. And that's all I really remember, and I fell asleep. So, and after that, I didn't really have an interest in, catching up, because it just didn't grab me. But this movie is a little different, and I'm explaining to you why. The reason why it's different for me is because I watch a lot of horror movies, and probably during the mid-'80s, late 80s, there was a craze going on for Ouija board movies. It was a whole slew of them. So, and they created these laws, like with the whole Ouija thing. So it was this movie called Witchboard and all this stuff. So I was a fan of that when I was a kid. So this movie kind of delved into that a little bit. It actually was, like I said, it took place in 1965. So it looked very old. The way it looked was pretty good. It did fulfill the 1960s. The way the intro, even for the movie, came like an old horror film from the 60s. So it was pretty cool in that aspect. Overall, I was somewhat impressed with this movie. It was a slow burn. It started off with a family, like I mentioned in the synopsis, a family that's just running a seance scam business, and they're doing one of their scams. One of the kids decides to play a trick on the people that were being scammed because they were just being assholes. It was an old gentleman and his daughter, and he wanted to talk to his wife. So that's what that was. So after a while, they start realizing that they're not really making any money, and they do something to liven it up because it's starting to get old. So the eldest daughter goes to her friend's house, and they start playing a Ouija board. So the mother came home and broke up the party for everyone. So because there was probably like 5 kids there, they were just playing with the Ouija board. So that's how the eldest daughter got involved with the Ouija board, knowing what it was about. So her mother came, picked her up, and of course she got in trouble. And she mentioned, hey, you need to probably add this into your act, Ouija board. Next day, the mother goes out to the store and she sees the Ouija board and she ends up buying it, sets it up perfectly for a scan with magnets and everything. But let's back up a little bit. I mentioned the oldest daughter a lot, but there's a younger daughter who's taking the death of her father pretty hard. So right now, like I said, as a family, it's a mother, 2 daughters, father's dead. This is what's causing her to want to reach out to him, pray to him, do all this and do all that. They're taking it hard and they're trying to survive since income is gone. After that, she set it up for the work with magnets, and that was it. The youngest one kept asking, like, Mom, what's a scam? And then she's explaining the scam, or not really explaining the scam, but saying it's not a scam, saying that they're helping people. The young ones always the inquisitive ones. So after that, she saw the Ouija board, start playing with it, trying to talk to her dad. Now, I mentioned some things about rules some time ago. The rules were never play alone, never play on a graveyard, and never break the circle. This was stated back, like I said, in the 1980s when this was a craze. So I kind of felt that was cool how they brought that from the 80s to now, because I think sometimes when things get translated from a different time period, people want to do something a little different, and it doesn't work always. Sometimes it's better to stick with the formula. So that's what they did here. I really liked the director of this movie because he did Oculus, and I actually liked that movie. The way it looked was beautiful.
Yeah, I did not see that movie, but I know that it critically was a good movie.
Yeah, it was good. And I was like very apprehensive about Oculus, for the simple fact because I think WWE has something to do with that.
Yeah.
And usually their movies aren't that great. This one was a pleasant surprise. The way it was shot, it was a psychological horror. It was very good. When I watched this movie and I found out like it was him that directed this movie, I understood like, oh wow, the way this movie was shot, it was beautifully done. So because it was shot well, the lighting was on point, the angles that they decided to use, certain shots. So that was great. And because it was great, there was a lot of eerie moments in that movie. Sometimes even the simplest things was eerie. And one thing that I liked about this movie, if you don't know, I'm a Sam Raimi fan. I love Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, I'm shouting you out. Twitter, baby. Beast Gang. So they took a lot of similar shots that he would use. Like Sam Raimi's famous for one of the shots as a portrait shot, and the camera's just basically going overhead and following you, or coming from the back and following you. So that's one thing that they did in this movie. And like I said, Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors. So because they did things like that and I picked up on it, I believe the tone was perfect.
The cinematographer for this is Michael Fiumaggiore, and he had done Oculus. So
yes,
and he had also done The Lazarus Effect, which might have been the last
that
horror
was
movie
shot.
I saw.
Oh my god, really? What else has he done? Please tell me.
2006 movie called Unrest.
Unrest, I know that movie.
Yeah, he has a movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right now, I am zoning out and thinking about all the movies you listed, and now I could totally see it. I could totally see it because Unrest had good imagery. It was dark. All his movies are dark. Perfect lighting, though. I mean, I know that's kind of a contradiction, but hey, shit. That's all I'm saying, man. They need to stick together then. He needs to just tag along with him because he's making his movies look good as shit. The story is not bad. Like I said, it kept to the lore of Ouija boards, so that's cool.
I want to remember one of those movies from the 80s. Was that something where someone had an eye in the hand? Like, what movie is that?
That's The Gate.
Did that have anything to do with Ouija boards?
Yeah, it did. You just threw me off with that. So that really threw me off. Because I'm thinking about that movie. I'm like, damn, that was a pretty good, interesting movie. But anyway, okay. It kept with the lore. It was a slow burn. And movies like this should be a slow burn. So it was just, I'm trying to explain this the best. This is not spoiler reference.
Let's not do spoilers.
Let's just say that the rules that I mentioned before, they were all broken. All broken. It wasn't even right how bad it was, but they went through some shit. Only thing that made this movie not as good as it could have been, in my opinion, was the ending. And that really blows the living shit out of me. A movie that starts off so well, building a good story, getting nice little tension, the vibe is right, shot well. And then you get to the ending and you just see that the writer must have taken a break and just didn't give a fuck. Like, he was just out of it, out of steam. Was like, you know what? I've been writing this shit for like 7 hours straight. Let me just end it. That's what it felt like.
So
and, I mean, it was
the
an ending
very abrupt, or is it just unfulfilling?
It's very unfulfilling. It's fucked up and unfulfilling, and it's just like it could have ended on a better note. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm going to say this. I actually got attached to the characters. I got attached to the youngest girl. That was Doris. You know, I got attached to her, and she was the one that was going through shit. But I got attached to her because I understood what she wanted to do. And what happened to her later in the movie, I was kind of blown by. I got attached to Lena. She's the oldest. You felt the family was going through a lot of pain. That it was a family struggling in the 60s. You know, the mother's not really doing well. She's doing the seance thing. You're not getting paid that. I mean, I believe that. So when certain things happen in the movie, and especially around the ending, when you invest in those characters, it's a blow when it doesn't go the way you expect. And that's exactly what happened. You kind of was rooting for him, but damn, it just gradually got worse.
So like, if you're saying that the ending's unfulfilling.
Yeah. Very, very.
And we're not going to do spoilers.
Okay, no spoilers.
How would you have improved the ending?
The way I would have improved the ending would basically had. I can't believe I'm about to say this because I am a fan of realistic endings, and this was a realistic ending, and I was blown. I would have had, God, a happy ending.
That would have totally shifted the movie. So why would you have done a happy ending?
See, now you know what? Damn, I am speaking as a person that was invested in characters and not as a director or a writer right now. But I don't, like I said, I really liked the characters. I really did. And I just wanted them to defeat what was going on. The director in me and the writer in me would say, fuck them. They all die. They all, some bad, some
so
bad
there wouldn't be a
everybody.
Ouija 3 at that point.
Huh?
I said there wouldn't be a Ouija 3 at that point.
No. But I'm going against everything, and I would have made this a happy ending. At least give me half and half. Like, give me a ray of sunshine and then the pits of hell. So
interesting.
I never say that at all. You know, usually I'm like doom and gloom to keep it real, but now I'm saying I wanted a happy ending. And to think about it, my taste, especially in horror movies, is weird. Everyone knows this. I watch weird shit. Okay? You know, you gotta open your mind. But, and I know people are not gonna agree with me. They get their own podcast. I'm on one. Okay?
The Real Beast Gang.
But I got attached to the character, so that's why I would change the ending. I can't compare it to the first one because I didn't watch it and I don't care to see it. But just for that alone, this one's light years past it because it kept my interest. But the ending, it just took away from everything. But because it was, to me, it was well shot. The acting was pretty good. The scenery was good, like, you know, like the core, because they were it's a period movie, you know, it's in a certain time frame.
Before
so that looked good. Everything just looked authentic. The acting was great. I mean, and just the ending.
So how would you compare this to Oculus, which is the same director?
Ooh, okay. Both are shot well. Both have great imagery. Both set a tone. I like Oculus better because Oculus was more psychological. Was definitely psychological. And I love psychological horror movies. So this was perfect. It made you question things. It was great. Also, one thing that I just thought about, the ending in Oculus and the ending in Ouija, Origin of Evil, not that other Ouija shit, was very similar. And I see that he's creating thing for himself, and that's good. He's creating a trademark. If he keeps that going, I mean, that's a good thing.
So what score would you have given Oculus if we had a podcast back then?
Oculus, I would probably give it 7.5. 7.58 maybe. I would just entertain. Like I said, with horror movies, you know, it's kind of easy. It's an easy formula, but no one gets it.
But you get
easy formula to keep you entertained, make you suspend disbelief, but have some things that are believable. Then you got a good time. Just set the tone, baby. Set the fucking tone. That's all you got to do. But I would definitely give this like a 7.58.
All right. Were there any standout performances from anyone in this movie?
Standout performances. Matter of fact, the daughters. The daughters are part of the standout performances. So Doris Zander, that's the little girl. Lena Zander, that's the eldest, the actress that played, or actresses. Lulu Wilson, Doris, of course, and Annalise Basso was Lena. And the thing about Annalise Basso, she was in Oculus, and she did a good job there. I mean, they both did a great job. They had a sisterly bond. Lulu Wilson played that role because she was creepy as shit. Kids kind of give me the creeps, especially if they're like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, she was in that Eric Bana movie, Deliverance from Evil. I remember that also being good.
Like, hey, how you doing? You know what it feels like to be strangled? Excuse me? Yeah, you know what it feels like to be strangled? Yeah, you know, your body gets cold. Yeah. Yeah, that's what
What in
happens.
the
You know
world are
your
you talking
body.
about,
I'm
James?
like, what? Like there were certain scenes that she had to. Like I said, I don't want to give out any spoilers, but there were certain scenes that she had to just. It was just a look. It was just a look, and you knew something wasn't right with this kid. She didn't say anything, but you knew something wasn't right with her at all. And then the oldest daughter, she was great too. She was probably the one that didn't believe what was going on at first. Didn't believe what was going on with the appearance. See, also one thing about Ouija boards that they always talked about in the horror movies and probably in some real shit, but don't trust whoever contacts you on this shit, okay? Because whoever
I would
like,
probably not want to do that in the first place, but okay.
exactly. Like, why would you want to do that? But the thing is, don't trust anything that these fuckers tell you because they could say, "Oh, I'm this person," and then not be that person. But they,
James, I mean, if a portal opens up right now, I'm getting the hell out of here.
yes, exactly. Like you don't have to tell us that. I mean, but the thing is, they just believe anything. Like, oh my god, like this is Harold. What? Because they figure some shit out. I mean, come on, man. And they just start doing shit for you, like shit that just happens to help you out in your time of need to build that trust. And that's when they decide to bend you over.
I'm not trusting anything that comes through the portal.
Yeah.
Voices.
Nothing. Yeah, it's all fucked. Nothing that's going to be good for you at all. So, like I said, the daughters, they would definitely stand out performances.
All right. And what score would you give Ouija Origin of Evil? So, do you have your Ouija board right now? Is it like trying to spell out a score?
No, man, go ahead, man. No, I'm not fucking with that shit.
Don't
and
trust
I'm by
the score.
myself. Are you crazy? I'm breaking one of the rules, man. No, that's not happening. I'm gonna get to 6.5.
Interesting. All right. So, what kind of justifies that 6.5?
One thing that justify that is I like the build up. It was a good build up. It was a slow burn. Some people probably would have gotten bored with it, but like I said, this had a great, I'm not gonna say great story, but it had a story. They wanted you to get involved.
The big thing with you is always about the tone, the tonality of the movie.
Right. The tone was great.
So, James, with the score, are you saying this is one of the rare occasions where a horror movie is successful? Because there's a lot of underwhelming, underperforming horror movies, especially to you. I trust your horror movie knowledge. You're putting this somewhere much better than the rest of the junk that you have seen this week.
Yeah. I believe it should be successful. And when I mean successful, I'm putting it in, like, just say it's a $20 million to make, right? Just hypothetically, $20 million to make. I believe that it should definitely get at least 40 million. So it should make its money back and get a profit of 20 million. And for horror movies, that's a good thing. For some reason, horror movie standards are very low. So if it was to make its money back and plus a profit, even though it may not be much of a profit, it'll still be considered successful. I'll say I personally haven't seen a horror movie that's probably made over 200 million. I'm not saying in its lifetime, but 200 million while I was in theaters.
I know one.
Which one? Please tell me.
Boo, a Medea Halloween.
Barry, you're off the podcast. You're on the podcast.
You might want to end it on that one.
Well, that's been the Beast Game Podcast. You can find more of our podcasts at beastgame.com, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Twitter, and YouTube.
The Real Beast Game.
All right, see you guys later.